mentorship. I promise you, take advantage of it. It will make such a big difference. It will shorten your journey by 50% of the time that it will take you to get to where you want to go. Absolutely, there's all sorts of rewards. When you see your mentee grow from point A to B, whether it's on a personal, whether it's emotional, whether it's from a professional perspective, it is so rewarding. So my name is Laura Chite, and I'm a passionate woman about women and growth and technology and persons with disability and impact. One of the biggest things that I focus on in my career is on impact. What is the impact of everything that one does in their day-to-day and what they're doing in their career? I have been in the technology industry for 20 plus years, so don't ask me how many years I've worked or talk about my career journey, that it's gonna take forever. And I'm not a techie by profession, I'm actually an economist, but I realize the passion, or rather the impact of technology and the difference it will make in people's lives is what has created my passion around making a difference in people's lives. You know, I didn't realize I was mentoring people until they started calling me their mentors, because I don't have a structured way of mentoring. My mentorship is around conversations. And I got to a point where a lot of people are coming to ask me questions around their careers, their personal lives, their social lives. And when they would introduce me to people, they would say, "This is my mentor." And I was like, I didn't realize I was mentoring you. So yes, I guess I'm a mentor, and it has come naturally. And maybe it's one of those things that comes from being the child of a teacher, because, you know, teachers find themselves naturally mentoring their students. And my mother is a teacher by profession, so I found myself in a situation where I'm mentoring and coaching people on a day-to-day basis on my regular conversations. And they've also created a lot of, I seem to pull people towards me from a level of trust. They seem to trust me with a lot of the stuff that they tell me. And when I'm mentoring people, or when I'm talking to anybody who approaches me about mentorship, it's not a mentorship where I'm giving you solutions. It's actually around where I ask you questions that should lead you to make your own decisions, because life is not about people making decisions for you. It's about you making your own decisions. And the older you grow, the more you realize you have to make decisions for yourself. And if you go back to the times when we were in school or when we were growing up, we always were told, do well in school, pass your exams, you'll get a good job. The part we're not told about is adulting, where when you grow up, you've got to make your own decisions. Nobody's going to make decisions for you. There is no structure. You make your own rules. You live by your own rules. No one is ringing the bell for you to move from point A to B. Yeah, I did have a mentor about 10 years ago, a wonderful guy called Kevin Connolly, an American, when I worked at Microsoft. And the one thing that Kevin taught me about my career is that I should be able to take risks, okay? I should be agile. I mentioned earlier that I'm not a tech profession. I'm not trained technically, but I'm a business trained person. I trained in economics, but I ended up in technology. But I carved my path through technology because Kevin was like, you have to find what works for you in this space. So you say your passion is here, and you do understand the impact of what technology can do, but how flexible are you within this space? So yes, I did have a mentor. He was a fantastic guy. And when they identify me, I ask them, what do you expect out of this engagement? Okay? If you have clarity with what you expect out of the engagement, or if you are struggling with figuring out what you expect out of the engagement, then I will make it clear to you that you need to go back and think, because it's about you choosing me. Mentorship can end up being very heavy on one, okay? Because people have this thing around mentorship that the mentor is supposed to give you everything. No, it's a co-relationship. You're supposed to have chemistry. You're supposed to understand each other and in what direction you want to move, okay? So if as your mentor, we sit down and talk and I give you an assignment, right? Then you struggle with that assignment. Then it means I have not achieved what I need to achieve. So I have to understand why you approached me. I don't approach anybody. They approach me, yeah? And we come to an understanding as to what is the outcome of this mentorship program that we're getting into, okay? And the other thing about mentorship is that for me to say, yes, I will mentor you, I also have to see something that I will learn from you. It's two-way traffic. Mentorship is supposed to be two-way traffic. So as you mentor people, you're supposed to learn something back from them, yeah? And unlearn your old habits that will not take you to the next level. So we both have to benefit from this relationship. It's not about me just giving you information. No, challenge me back. And if I see you have that strong personality to challenge me back and push back and say, I don't think that's the way it should go, or if I give you an assignment and you come back and you've done it differently and you're able to justify it, then that's something for me to learn. Yeah, and that's the only way to be able to survive in this agile world today. That agility with mentorship is very, very important. I know in the corporate space, in very many cases, mentorship is done in a structured way. But the more you get involved in mentorship, the more you realize you have to be in a space that both of you are comfortable in, you are enjoying, you're able to open up enough. So if it's in a situation where I'm feeling heavily burdened with this whole mentorship thing, or my day is too long, or anything like that happens, I'll do one of two things. Either let's go and have a casual discussion, that's one thing. The other thing is that I try not to overwhelm myself with too many mentees. So everybody that I work with through mentorship, it's important for me that you commit to paying back. How do you pay it forward? Okay? So I have mentored you from point A to B or point A to C. How are you going to help me with all the other requests that are coming from behind by supporting me, by mentoring those who are coming from behind? You always must give back. And it's very important for me. So as we engage in this mentorship journey together with my mentees, it is important that they help me with this whole burden of mentorship. And it's not really a burden. It has to be something that you enjoy. And that's why for me, one of the takeaways in my engagement with mentees is, how are you going to give back what you have learned, yeah, to somebody else who's coming? Because remember, as soon as you're identified as a mentor, you get all sorts of requests that come in, okay? And those requests that come in, you can't handle all of them. But it's not fair to say no. So how do you create a pool of mentors that can also help other people who are coming from the back to get them growing to the next level? And remember, mentorship is about different things. There's the social part, there's the personal part, there's the professional part. So even within that engagement, you also have to identify what is your mentee's strength. Yeah, so that even when you're mentoring maybe somebody from a professional perspective, maybe you will not gel from a social perspective, but maybe you had a mentee who would be great for them from a social perspective. So how do you help them? You connect the two of them to make sure that it's not too heavy when you're handling this whole mentorship journey. Yeah, I totally feel that we need to stop this thing where we want to keep things to ourselves, and that's why I talked about paying it forward, okay? You've walked this journey. Why watch another lady struggle and make the same mistakes? You don't know whether they'll make it or they'll stumble and give up and move on. So it's very interesting you said the word impact. You know the way at the beginning of the year people talk about their New Year's resolutions? I operate on what is called power words or keywords. And I've operated on those keywords for the last 2 years. And my 3 keywords in life are impact, gratitude, and boundaries.